we had only 2 videos. The second one was too long.
Okay.
Yeah, the second one was too long.
What are we going to do now? We do the 30 minutes, or we
yes,
make it 40?
Let's do the 30, let's do the 30 minutes so that
okay.
So that we don't yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Yep. So excellent. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start the class. Like I said, the register we have, as you can see, we have close to 56 people have registered, but so far we have only 31 online. Okay, I will definitely know who has registered but did not attend the class. So I will know if you have registered and you did not attend the class. I'll definitely know. So well, Mary said some of them might be studying, but I guess all of you have got papers to take. So you know, if some of you can attend, why not the others? But anyway, it's up to them. We'll still continue. We'll still go ahead. Okay, so
I believe some will come because they are coming gradually. I think we have 32 now.
Yes, 32 now. Yeah,
they will come. They will come.
Yeah. As we go along, some will come.
Yes.
That's okay.
Okay.
No. Okay. So right. What we're going to do is we're going to look at we're going to discuss about the exams and the break we're going to do. And then secondly, we're going to talk about our assignment. We'll quickly do it. I have a model answer. We'll quickly go over it. And then we're going to go through today's lectures, which is on accounting for short-term decision making. Okay. So now the exams, I know is starting this Monday, the 22nd. When is it ending? When is the exam ending? Barry, can you help me?
It's ending on the 10th because I'm having my last paper on the 10th. I think
your last paper, is that the end or some people?
Yeah, that's the last day. Yeah, that's the last day. That's the last day.
On the 10th, okay, 10th July is the last date, huh?
Yeah, that's the last day.
Okay. So let me just confirm that. Then
Robert, off your camera.
Okay, so it's starting next week, Monday, will be the 22nd. Okay, so it's gonna go up for 22nd, that's 1 week. 29. Okay, so it's gonna go up to 10th July, and that's on a Friday. Week time on Friday? In the morning, I guess.
No, it's 3 to 5. I don't know. Astaghfirullah. Let me check, but I think it's 3 to 5.
3 to 5. Okay.
Mr. Puman, it's 3 to 5.
Yeah, it's 3 to 5. Yes, 3 to 5.
Because when we resume, I think we're going to organize some extra classes so that we can finish a bit early. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I guess as soon as I finish exam, that can be done.
Yeah, we can arrange that. That's not a problem. Okay, so just to be on a safe side, let's resume on the 17th July. Yeah.
Okay, sir. That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, 17th July. And when we resume on the 17th July, we can arrange some classes. You know, some extra classes, some makeup classes, so that we can try to cover the syllabus quickly, and we also take our exams. Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, I believe that's fine. I mean,
Yeah. So
everybody can come with their own
yeah,
opinion, but I
yeah.
think it's fine.
So Mari, like I said to the others, it's all for you. If
Yeah.
I want, we can stop here, and then I give you exams. But I know it's not in your interest, and of course, it's not in my interest,
No, no,
because
no. It's
you will
all
be
about
the first people who I have taken who have not completed this syllabus. All throughout my career at the UTG, I think this is the 11th year or so, I have always been covering this syllabus fully, always. Okay, and there was not a single time when I took exams at the same time with the rest of the timers. Sometimes we'll travel here and there. Okay, this time around, even though I did not travel, but then we are using a longer route. We are using spreadsheets. So that means we are
Yeah.
doing two things. We are covering the syllabus at the same time we are practicing spreadsheets. So because of that, there is a delay. So I think it is in your interest to cooperate so we can complete the syllabus fully, and then you take the exam. I hope this is agreed to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's okay. It's not all about us just doing the course and just doing the exam and passing the exam. I think there is a lot more in this particular course because we are learning a lot. And all that is important or that matters is for us to understand whatever you are teaching us and for us to understand MA3 as a course fully. And I mean, there is a lot of things for every day. It's like a new day. Every topic you teach us is like a new day for us because we learn something from it. So I think it's not bad. That's my opinion, though. I think it's not bad.
Okay. So can we hear from a couple of people? Is that okay? Are you in agreement to my suggestion? Do we have anything? Any counter suggestion to that? Any other comments before we move?
I absolutely
Yeah, I think it's fine, Mr. Fana. You can continue the class on the 17th.
Okay. Mariama, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I said I agree. I agree with you. I think that is going to help us even because after the exams we will be free and then we can have like extra classes all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, we can even have 2 extra classes in a week, depending on your time. I'm available. The thing with me is I'm a boring person. I don't have any other thing to do except work and learning. That's it. So I don't mind staying, after work to have extra classes with you. So to be honest, I don't mind. So it's all up to you. Yeah.
I think
But
that's
I think it is in your benefit. It is in your interest to do it this way.
exams. Like our accounting theory, we're doing late exams. And then I even the tax guys are also tax one, they're also going to do like late exams. So it's not only you.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments before we move? So we are all in agreement to that, yeah? So it's a democracy. Aissatou, you wanted to say something? Aissatou Conte?
Yes, Mr. Governor.
Nah.
Hello. Regarding the late exams, I think it's of best interest to us, the students.
Okay.
Yeah, because looking at it, with all other courses we might be learning in the school, that's the end of it. It may not in fact appear in our job market, but looking at MA3, it is teaching us. At times I feel like I'm in the office, especially when I'm doing my assignments. It's like I'm in a job market already. So obviously we are not just here to pass the exams and forget about what we learn. Obviously this thing we have to master it to our fingertips, because with this we can have a lot of advantage over others who did not in fact do it in our offices.
Excellent.
So obviously,
yeah,
left to me alone, we are not in a hurry.
Okay.
We just take it step by step. At the end of the day, even in August, if that's the time we are going to finish the syllabus, this time with us. What matters that they are over our competitors in the market. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Okay, that's clear. Okay, so so that's it. So we have a concession on that. So now what we're going to do is let's look at the assignment. I've asked you to do the question on carbon trading. Sorry, Ahmad, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Fogan.
Afternoon.
Yeah, I just joined the meeting now. Sorry, what was the discussion about?
Yeah, the discussion was about how to call it late exams. So we agreed that we're going to break from next week. We are resuming class on the 17th of July. 17th of July, that's when we resume class. And after our resumption, we're going to organize a couple of extra classes so we can complete this level. So it's all about you, getting the best out of the course. Like I said, I mean, I could say, okay, go ahead, because I'm sure most lecturers are doing that. There are lots of lecturers who have not covered the syllabus, but they'll be going ahead to conduct the exams. So we all agree MA3 is different from most subjects that you are doing. MA3 is going to be your life as long as you continue to be in the area of accountancy. It's really, in fact, it's more important. It's more important than even the financial accounting bit. The financial accounting bit is an annual thing, you understand? So the management accounting bit is an everyday thing, and it's a lot more difficult than financial accounting. Financial accounting is rule-based, whilst management accounting is really strategic, okay? So that's what we have been discussing, Ahmad. Are you also in agreement to that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's very good.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Because like I said, the reason is the class has been delayed due to the fact that we are trying to kill two birds with one stone. We're trying to learn our syllabus and we're trying to learn our, Google Sheet, our spreadsheet stuff, like that. So, and I think it's of utmost benefit to you, the students, okay?
Yes, one question, please, Mr. Fovana.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Fovana.
Yes, Ahmad, go ahead.
Yes, we have been doing series of assignments.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just want to ask, how are you going to grade that? Honestly, I want to know, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the assignments that you've been doing have all been, they have all been shared with me, and stuff. So I am going to mark each and every one of them and average it. So that will be your first 25%, okay? And we'll do a test and an exam. Test of 25% again, and then exams of 50. But the assignments you've been doing are very, I've been warning you that I'm going to mark them, since starting. So it's really important. So all the assignments are all done in one file, which is your own Google Sheet file that you shared with me. If you update it anytime, it's registered with me. As you can see, I've just sent a couple of hours ago, some of you who have visited your worksheet since last class, okay? Each time you go there, it's registered, the time, the date, and so on and so forth. So if anybody submits late, I might accept, but then you can be penalized for late submission and so on. So that's the way I'm going to grade the assignment. All the assignments will be marked and they will be averaged over 25. Does that answer your question, Anna?
Mr. Pufana.
Excellent, yes.
Mr. Pufana, so it's like all the assignment we did. It's just 25.
I like that.
Exactly my point.
That's the same thing I'm thinking here. I'm just
Actually,
5 assignments over 25. Wow.
Exactly.
Please, one at a time. Favor, you are saying something? Favor?
Yes, I said that's the same thing I was thinking about before Maritime and Maritime Arena actually talked about it. So the 5 assignment we've been doing is just about 25.
What do you want? You want more than that? You know the way UTG, the way UTG designed the syllabus is, you know, you have to give assignment. Assignment have to be graded up to a certain limit. You have to give a test. A test has to be graded up to a certain, you know, cap, and then the exam, you know, like that. So exams is usually 50, assignment 25, and test 25. So once we resume, we are going to agree on the test. How we're going to organize it. Okay?
Yes, Mr. Fofana.
Yes, Favor.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're aware of that policy, but that was done during normal circumstances where we could meet and have different ways of assessment. But in this pandemic that we are left with no other option but to have
different ways
assignments. Mr. Fofana?
Yes, but exams are being conducted, and exam is going to be paper-based. I think the exams we are going to start on Monday will be paper-based. That's why you have various venues for it, DAOs, UTG, auditorium, and so on and so forth. Yes, it's going to be paper-based. So the test can also be paper-based. Well, I can.
That's a different situation in the sense that that is a permission from the permanent secretary, and it's going to be under some conditions that need to be implemented. Are we going to do the same thing for the test?
Yes, we can do the same thing. It's still part of the UTG, yes. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. Let's just go ahead. Don't worry. We will figure that out, yeah? Okay? So, yes.
Mr. Fofana. Mr. Fofana.
Yes, I see.
The issue here is not like having the test like on the paper base. What they are saying is like the assignments are just too much. At the end of the day, it is all graded like 25%. She was like in normal circumstances. We normally have assignment tests, but in this regard, why not we have everything as assignment? Like a group we have, let's say, like 4 to 5 piece.
I think there's a problem with your mic. I can't get you clearly. Your mic is quiet.
But can this be the way of life?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
We are facing 2 days online classes. In I normally
your mic is recording.
I will look on the happy by interview of that due to network issues. So what he was saying is like,
oh my God, she's just continuing. I can't hear anything. I said your mic is recording. We can't hear anything.
Mr. Fofana.
Yes, Buba.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah. What these people are saying is that I thought you just mark the assignment over 50 and have an exam.
Mark the assignment over 50?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hello.
Over 50. I'm not allowed to do that. Aisatu, yes. Aisatu, go ahead. Buba, I'm not allowed to mark the assignment over 50. I'm not going to do that. That's gonna be.
What do you mean by mark the assignment over 50? Because for the few courses, that is 5 other courses that I'm doing, that is the same thing we are doing.
Which courses?
Business law. Then I have for AIS, we have been having quiz.
Those ones are not major courses. This is a major course. MA3 is among the most important papers in the program. Is among the most important program. And again, I am different from those people. I have a way of grading, which will be in accordance with the UTG's regulation. But don't worry about it. We'll discuss this. Please let us not waste time on this. We still have a long way to go. Yeah. You know, I know at the end of the day, most people will definitely qualify. Most people will pass, especially those that have been coming all the time. So don't worry, don't fear. You know, students are always like that, huh? So don't worry, you're fine. Okay? I'm very, very much considerate. So don't worry, you'll be fine. Let's move, please. Okay. So yes, we have finished that topic now. I think we're supposed to move. Okay, right. So we've spoken about the exams, how to call it. So let's look at the assignment, please. So let's look at the assignment. So what I have done this time around is I have made the attachments available on your Google Meet. If you check at the bottom, you will see MA3 Friday 19th short-term decision. Then you will see the clip sign. Okay. You'll see the clip sign. Yes, it's exam phobia. Don't worry. I know students are like that. I've gone through that. So don't worry. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Don't worry. The rest is all. Okay. So when you go down here, please try to follow, especially those that are using laptop. When you go down here, at the bottom left corner, you have the file attachments. So I'm just going to open. Can you see those attachments? So once you click on the attachment icon, once you click on the attachment side icon, you'll see the details, and then attachment says it says 3 attachments. Can you see it? Oh, it's this that is being projected still. Okay, fine. Can you see the attachment? Let me start all over again. Can you see my screen? The main screen, the main meeting screen. Can you see it? Are you on it?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, if you go down at the left bottom corner, bottom corner. Okay.
The main detail, right?
The left bottom corner. Once you click on the icon, the clip icon, the attachment icon, you will see something like this. Can you see? Can you see this?
Mr. Fofana, we are just seeing your face.
You are not seeing?
Mr. Fofana, I'm not seeing.
Mr. Fofana, we are just seeing your face.
Are yours is saying 0 attachment?
There is 0 attachment.
Okay, but can you see my own screen which says details and 3 attachments?
Yes.
No, you cannot see it. You can only see your face.
You can only see my face. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, but through the explanation, the attachment is 0.
Okay, don't worry. I'll open it because I think you should be able to see it there. Okay, so I'll just open the environmental cost one. Don't worry if you cannot see it for now. So open as a Google Sheet. Okay, so I'm gonna send this. Okay, can you see this file now? Can you see this?
Yes, Mr. Fofana.
You can see it. Okay, fine. Okay, so now we're going to go through the model answer for the assignment. You know, we all agree the assignment was on environmental. The assignment on environmental management accounting was on carbon trading, wasn't it? Okay, it was on carbon trading. Can we remember? Okay, so let's look at the assignment. Let's look at the assignment, the solution to the assignment. Okay, so this was 2 companies, BA and AA. Can you remember? Okay, so the first thing we do is we do a fact sheet whereby we will record the data. Okay, so BA and AA, each of them were allowed to emit this much. Okay, so this is the allowance. So BA and AA are allowed to emit 210,349,264 tons of CO2. BA and AA the same. Okay? But the actual emission, we were told in the question that BA only emits 80%, whilst AA emit 100%. So AA have consumed their full allocation, whilst BA only consume 80% of their allocation. Okay, so in that case, if AA needs to continue to operate, then that means they have to ask a company who have not fully utilized their allowance. Okay, is this clear? So that's why AA has got an allowance of 42,069,852 for sale. Okay, so they have this available for sale, whilst AA consumes or utilizes their full CO2 allowance. Okay, is that clear? Can we move? Can we move, class? Are you with me?
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, good. I hope you have referred to the question. I think most of you have done this. I sent you the list of people who have already done it. Okay, so now in the question, we have been told that AA requires additional 10% of that cap. That cap, that means the maximum that they are allowed to emit is 210,349,000. Okay, so AA needs 10% of that extra. So where is AA going to buy it from? Where are they going to buy it from?
From BA.
They can only buy it from BA or from any other company that has got an allowance that have not been utilized. From BA, excellent. So because BA has got some allowance
They're going to buy it from BA.
Utilized. Okay, are we together? Are we together? Okay. Okay, good. Because the question says that British Airways, the question says that British Airways and Atlantic Airlines are plane companies operating in the UK for a long time now. UK is part of the EU and as such agreed to the EU protocols of combating climate change. This was in those days, not anymore. Not anymore, not anymore. This was in 2015. You know, UK have they have disconnected themselves from EU. You know, I'm sure some of you were following the Brexit.
Mr. Fofana?
Yes.
I mean, I should wait until when we start lectures, or it has started already? Because I was already offline.
Oh no, the timing has already started. So what I'm going to do, after doing this, then we're going to stop and start new timing.
Okay, then I can start the timing.
Yes. When once we've finished going through the assignment, then actually I've already started recording, but we can stop at that and then start a new one, and so that at least it can make a bit of sense. You don't lose track.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So it says in a year 2014, BA emits only 80% of the aviation allowance of CO2, while AA fully utilized its allocation and requires 10% extra. AA went into contract with BA to acquire its 10% shortfall from them. BA agrees to sell to AA at the allowance price plus 5% margin. They will also have to make profit. Okay. So an allowance price is given that they're going to use to trade between themselves And of course, you have to have a profit margin, you know, to be added on top of that. Okay, so the allowance will be as just like the cost. So what are the financial implications of the above environmental activities for both BA and AA for the year ended 31st December 2014? Note, assume that the cap for aviation allowance per year is 210,349,264 tons of CO2, and the price of allowance for 2014-2015 compliance year was set at 15 pounds 60p per ton of CO2. Okay, so this is the question, just to refresh, especially those who are joining us now. Right, so AA requires 10% of the cap, so that 10% will work out to be what? 21,034,926.4. So to get that 10%, what formula did we put there? Can you see the formula? What does this formula mean? Can you see the formula here in the formula bar? Can you see it? Can somebody read the formula for me? What does it mean?
Cell 29 multiplied.
Yes, Mr. Fofana.
Yes, go ahead. Amadou, go ahead. Amadou.
Cell 29 multiplied by 10%.
Okay. Cell 29.
That is 210,349,264 tons.
Okay. C29. Cell C29. Okay. Cell C29. That's the allowance for AA multiplied by 0.1. And 0.1, we all agree, is 10%. Okay. So that gives you that 10%. Okay. So BA, we agreed BA has got what?
What? You are champ to in the
BA already have got what? 42,069,852 available for sale. So since they have this available for sale, they are going to sell this to AA. Okay, so we agreed they're going to sell it at the price of the allowance price plus a markup of 5%. Okay, so we come here. Let's calculate the selling price. So this part here, this fax part here is like the walk-ins. Yeah. So the price is 15.6. That's what is allowable. And BA, they are going to add 5% on top of it, which will be 0.78. So that means the total selling price will be 16.38. Okay, so this 16.38, how is it going to be, sorry, this 16.38 is the selling price. So what will be the sales amount? And who is going to record sales? And who is going to record purchases? And how is it going to be recorded in the financial statements of each of them? So the sales amount will be the selling price multiplied by the sales quantity. In this case, is tons of CO2. So that means the selling price, the selling price will be 16.38 multiplied by the 10% that AA requires, 21,034,034. Is that agreed?
Yes, Mr.
Okay. So now that we have determined the selling price, how is this transaction going to be recorded in the books of AA and in the books of BA? In the books of BA, what is going to be recorded?
Sales of 10% of their tons.
Okay, so in the books of BA, they are going to register a sale on credit, and that's going to be recorded in which book? It's going to be recorded in which of their books?
I think that is, yeah. revenue account.
Revenue
Hello,
account.
Mr. Fofana.
No. In week of
It's supposed to be disposal account, I think. Disposal account.
disposal. Disposal.
Yeah, disposal of emission allowance. You know, disposal of emission and the disposal of other products are not the same.
No. This one is trading. It's like they're trading between themselves. They are not disposing. They are not disposing of anything. This is trading.
Exactly.
It's a question of you having a product that you want to sell. You understand? So it's all to ensure that the environment is managed properly. So how is it going to be recorded?
Mr.
No, they are
Fofana,
selling emission.
Yeah.
The sales of emission is done not a disposal.
in the
No,
book,
sales of emission cannot be what disposal in accounting term is when an asset has been disposed of, when an asset has been sold off.
Very good, yes.
That's when you create a disposal account. Okay, so in this case, a sale transaction has happened. Okay, yeah, Mariam, you wanted to say something? Yes.
Yes. I think in this case, BS books will be recorded as account receivables and the sales revenue. Now, what you do is put the account receivables and credit the sales revenue with the same amount.
Excellent. So in the books of BA is going to record accounts receivables. Okay, that means BA is going to record in their sales ledger AA as a debtor. So AA's account will be debited in the books of BA, and then the corresponding credit entry will go to the sales revenue account of BA. Okay?
Hello,
yes.
Mr. Fofana. AA and BA as a business entity. What is their major sources of sales revenue?
Their major
sources of
revenue. They are into aviation.
Yeah, you know, for example. Hello?
Yes, they are into aviation. Katim, I understand your point. They are into aviation.
It's aviation, isn't it?
Yes.
And in the aviation industry, one can say maybe their major sources of revenue could be from the sales of tickets.
Tickets, excellent. Yes.
Yes. So now the sales of emission, you don't in normal accounting situation, you cannot record that into the in the books where you sell tickets. There are two different things.
Yes, you cannot record it in the books. You see, Katim is thinking outside the box. I like your argument. So your issue is the fact that AA and BA, their core business is not selling emissions, and as such, the transactions cannot appear in their in their receivables account. No, that's not the case. There is no limitation as to what transactions should go where. You are right. The fact that, they are into aviation business, maybe selling tickets will be their core business. That doesn't mean if they do other sales, if they do other business in credit, for example, if they sell other items and so on and so forth, if it happens to be a credit sales, it should appear in their receivable account. If it doesn't appear there, where else will it appear, Katim?
Okay, here, this sales is not a credit sale. Is it specified that it is a credit sales?
No. It depends on, the question did not tell us, tell us whether it was cash or credit.
Exactly, yeah.
That's why I said, let's assume that it's a credit sale. So if we assume that it's a credit sale, where else will it be recorded?
Okay, let me give you an example. Maybe this will help.
Yes, go ahead.
For example, these normal business, small business entities, they usually deal in sales of commodities, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, and now they'll be selling commodities, and at some point in time, there'll be a need for them to sell some of their fixed assets.
Yes.
Let's say a fixed asset that they are not using.
Yes.
Yeah, now if they sell that fixed asset, the sales accruing from that sales, from the sales of fixed asset is recorded in a specific book called disposal account, the disposal of that asset account. Yes, and the sales of commodity stock is recorded in the sales account. Yeah, so now, like, Usually in financial accounting, sales of fixed asset is not added on the sales of commodities. There are two different kinds of sales. You have to separate them.
Very good, very good. I like your argument. You know, you're really thinking. But let me ask you a question, Katin.
Okay.
This how to call it, a CO2 we are talking about, has
Yes.
it been capitalized? Can you classify it as an asset?
Well, it is not an asset, but it's a different commodities.
There you go. There you go. You know, what you need to understand is the reason why the sale of fixed asset is recorded on a special account called disposal account is an asset has originally been recognized.
Okay.
Okay? An asset has originally been recognized. So that's why when you dispose of that asset, the asset that has got a debit balance will be credited to eradicate the asset, and whatever receipts, you know, disposal process goes to the disposal account, and whatever remains becomes part of other income. The reason is asset is not a commodity that is available for sale. You are not trading in it.
Very good.
Okay, it was capitalized and then you have disposed it off. This situation is different.
It's
okay?
different. Huh?
It's different, yes. You have your core business. You are right in saying that your core business is maybe selling tickets, fine. But that doesn't mean that you will not have other sources of revenue. So the other sources of revenue, if you have them and a sale has been done on credit, it's going to be the same way, the same transaction, the same way of recording as you do with your core business.
Okay, thank you. That is understood.
Yes, sir. But it's a very, very good argument. It's a very, very good argument. That shows that you're thinking out of the box. But that's the only way you can treat it. Because if you don't treat it that way, how else? What else can you treat it? It's not an asset that has been disposed of. So the only way you can treat it is to how to call it, show it as a receivable, even though it will be part of the other receivables. That's why you have main receivables and other receivables. Okay, if you go into actual practice for some time, you see a lot of things that kind of deviate from the normal accounting, you know, stuff that you learn in class. You know, there are other things and so on and so forth. But it's a good question. It's a good contribution. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, good. So let's move. Right. Okay. So the 10% is on.
Mr. Fofana.
Yeah?
Sorry, I have a concern.
Yeah, go ahead, Mariam. Go ahead. Let's make it interesting, man. Come on. Have any question? Let's answer it. That's why we are here. Okay.
Yeah, my concern is that.
Yeah, go ahead, Mariam.
10%. You know, we charge the 10% on the main image. That is the 210 and 349. You know, and then we got like this figure where you have highlighted.
Yes.
My agreement here is, why did we use that figure to multiply it with the new selling price that we have, instead of taking the 42,000 balance from BA, which was an agreement between BA and AA, and then that was the balance that he had. Why didn't we take the new selling price and multiply it with that, and then use the WNT, just as we mentioned right now?
Okay, that's a good one. Mariama, no, because the 42 million is the balance that BA has for sale, but AA does not need all that. AA needs only 10% of its initial allowance. So AA needs only 10%. So 42 million, the AA does not need all that. You understand my point? So that's why we are multiplying by the amount, the metric tons that AA requires, not what is available for sale. You understand?
Oh, okay.
Okay, good. So, okay, so that's good. Just like you rightly said, Mariama, in the books of BA, a sale on credit will be recorded. Okay, so the sales of 21 million at 16.38 per ton. So we'll have a sales figure of 344,552 and 94. Okay, so the double entry will be, you're going to debit the balance sheet, cash, or you're going to, if it's a cash sale, of course, it's going to be cash. But then if it is not paid, if it is on credit, you're going to debit what? Accounts receivable. And then on the income statement, you are going to credit your sales revenue or your order income. Okay, Katim, you see, your point will come. So this time around, you will not, in fact, be allowed to credit your sales revenue, because your sales revenue will be sales revenue from your core business. But then you're going to be allowed to credit your order revenue account. Okay, so Karim's point has come to be. Is that clear? Because the sales revenue will be the revenue relating to your core business. In this case,
core business, yeah,
is the ticket. Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear.
Good. Okay, so but what about in the books of AA? What about in the books of AA?
In the books of AA, it is going to affect the purchases account and then the account payable.
Okay, so in the books of AA, Katim, we are still assuming that no cash has changed hand.
Okay,
it's on credit. So in the books of AA, it's going to be the opposite transaction. So AA is going to be considered as well the creditor. So in the books of in the books of AA, BA will be considered as the creditor. So as such, accounts payable will be credited with the amount, and then the debit entry will go to what?
The debit entry will go to emission allowance.
Emission allowance.
Here is an expense. It's an expense to the business. They are not buying an inventory. Mr. Fovana.
Yes.
Hello? Like in the books of AA, AA, like they are not buying an inventory, so you cannot say it is a purchase. So therefore, it is an expense. It's a cost.
It's an expense, yes.
Yeah, so in fact, I don't think we should record it in the purchase account. It's supposed to be recorded in a separate account called the emission account, allowance account itself as an expense. Then now the emission allowance account will be debited and creditors account. The creditors account is going to be accrued emission allowance, hence it is not paid.
Yes, that's true.
Yes,
that's true. That's true. Yes, the reason why you cannot debit purchases is it's not going to go as part of the stock. Okay. But if you debit purchases, when you look at the bottom line, there will be no effect because it's still purchases is an expense, just like the emission expense account will be considered. Okay, exactly. But then it will not be correct. Good. That was a good one, Katin. Okay. So Mariama, yes. So we are not going to, in the books, we are not going to debit purchases account in the books, but we're going to debit, how to call it, emission expense account.
Yeah, emission expense account.
Emission expense. Okay, good. So we're going to, this is not purchase, this is emission expense. I'm going to copy that. Okay, so we are going to debit income statement. Okay, that's the emission expense account. And then we're going to credit the balance sheet, the liability, that's the non-current account. Okay, is that agreeable?
Governor?
Yes.
That is in the books of AA, right?
That's in the book of AA, yes.
Yes, I think from my own point of view here, when we debit the emission expense allowance, then we should credit a corresponding account called emission expense accrued account.
Yes, it will, the accrual goes, where does accrual goes?
Yeah, to the current liability, but to be more specific, we can use accrued, emission expense accrued account.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
The how to call it, the accruals, the emission expense accrued account will fall under the current account.
Current
liability. Will fall under current liability, yes. So that's correct. Okay, so the corresponding credit entry will come to the non-current account, just like Cartin rightly said, is going to be accrued accrued emission expense account. So we have so many accountants here, yeah? Good. I like that. I like that contribution. Okay. So that is it. So we're going to debit in the books of AA. We're going to debit emission expense account. You know, whether it's paid or not, an expense has to be created. Okay. This is why we have the accruals accounting system, and the corresponding entry will go to the balance sheet under the non-current liabilities, and the account to be credited specifically will be accrued emission expense account. Okay, good. So this is the way it's going to appear. So this will be the expense that is going to be shown in the accounts, in the financial statements for both BA and AA. Okay. Any questions or any suggestions before we move? Okay, so we're going to move. Now I'm going to stop this.